Have you ever wondered if just one single moment of courage could completely flip your life upside down? Well, today we're diving into an incredible story about exactly that. It's about how one person, feeling totally stuck, turned a full-blown crisis at a tech giant into the opportunity of a lifetime.
Okay, so every great story, right, it needs a huge obstacle. And for our protagonist, Derek, that obstacle was this number, $30,000. And this wasn't just money, it was a wall, a giant barrier built from college dropout debt that was keeping a truly brilliant mind from ever getting a chance to shine. So, let's set the stage. On one side of the counter, you've got Derek. He's 24, a barista, dealing with some serious social anxiety, but secretly, he's a coding prodigy. And on the other side, that's Rachel, 30 years old, a go-getter product manager, a total expert in her field. We're talking two completely different worlds, and they are about to have a major collision. First, let's really zoom in on Derek, the genius in debt, just so we can understand the world he was living in. Okay, so here's the daily reality for Derek. He's working in a coffee shop in Seattle, and get this, it's right inside the headquarters of a massive tech company. That $30,000 debt is just this constant weight on his shoulders. But behind that quiet personality and his social anxiety is a truly world-class coding talent. The irony here is just brutal. Every single day, he's pouring coffee for the exact same engineers and managers he should be sitting in meetings with. Now, let's shift gears, because while Derek is down there pouring lattes, a 5-alarm fire is breaking out just a few floors above his head.
And this is where we find Rachel. And she is in full-on crisis mode. System latency, basically a tiny delay in their cloud service, is making customers angry. And not just any customers. They are literally about to lose a major client, which could mean millions and millions of dollars just gone. The pressure is insane.
And yeah, this was not a small problem. We're talking a staggering 80% of their clients in this segment were at risk of leaving. The company was basically teetering on the edge of a disaster. And Rachel was the one who had to fix it, yesterday.
And this brings us to the turning point. A moment of pure desperation that opens the door for a solution from the last place on Earth anyone would ever think to look.
So I want you to put yourself in Derek's shoes just for a second. You see this person in total distress. You know you have the answer, but the thought of speaking up feels impossible. Your heart is hammering against your ribs, your palms are sweating. What do you do?
Derek does something completely out of character. He overhears one of Rachel's frantic phone calls, and he just goes for it. He grabs a napkin, and with a hand that's probably shaking, he scribbles down a few perfect, elegant lines of code. It's a patch he'd actually figured out on his cheap computer at home, and he thinks it'll solve their entire problem. He just hands it to her with her coffee.
So the million-dollar question, right? What happens next? Does this crazy coffee-stained solution from the barista actually work? The result was, well, it was staggering. An instant 40% reduction in system latency. This wasn't a tiny improvement. This was a massive, game-changing fix that stabilized their entire system, just like that. Here's exactly how it went down. Rachel, totally desperate, takes the napkin back to her team. Her engineers are, of course, completely skeptical. I mean, you can imagine the looks on their faces, right? But they've got nothing to lose, so they run the code. And poof! The latency just vanishes, the crisis is over. They get on the phone with the client, show them the proof, and the deal is saved. Now for the best part. What happens when all the dust settles? This is where Derek's single moment of courage pays off in a way that he could never, ever have imagined. So Rachel literally rushes back down to the coffee shop, but Derek's shift is over. He's gone. So she uses the company's HR system to track him down, blows past every single hiring protocol they have, and brings him directly onto her core engineering team. And sure, his social anxiety didn't just disappear, but he became their secret weapon, the quiet genius in the corner who could solve literally anything.
I mean, just look at this transformation. It is wild. On day one, he's a barista, 30 grand in debt. Just 1 week later, he's a core engineer at a tech giant. And you fast forward just 3 years, thanks to his incredible work and the stock options he got, that $30,000 debt was replaced by a net worth of over $1 million.
Derek's story is such an incredible reminder that real talent can be hiding absolutely anywhere. And sometimes the biggest move you can make for your financial future isn't some complicated investment strategy, but it's just having the courage to bet on yourself. That one moment of bravery completely changed his financial life. It really makes you think, what's your #1 finance hack? Let me know in the comments below.